Welcome back to our third screencast, the second one on Google Docs. I'd like to cover a couple of different things today. We're going to go back over the collaborative and sharing nature that Google Docs provides, which can be especially powerful in the classroom. I also want to go back and show you a little bit of how to utilize shared folders to collaborate with other teachers or students. And then if we have some time, we may go to one or two advanced features. So right now on the screen, you see a pretty general Google Doc that I put together, which basically just has a question. And this would be an example of where you could collaborate and have students. So I have student 1, 2, 3. And if this was a shared document, which it already is, you see over here on the top that there's another person here. It says you've got company, and up here on the top it has the name of the person, and if you had more than one person, they would all be lined up over here with some kind of icon. In a few minutes I'm going to go back to show you how we shared again with a couple of other features, but the point here being that you could ask a question. In this case I just related it to our Google Drive webinars, screencasts. What are the three most attractive features that you wrote? So here I am, student 1, and I'm typing whatever my answer is, and I'm looking at another computer where the other person who's collaborating with us is looking at it, and my answers went straight on. And now I'm going to turn on to the other computer where the other user is on, and type over there, and all of a sudden you see that come in automatically as well. So this is a great feature for students to collaborate with each other, particularly when they're not in the same classroom. Again, over here, the same idea. I'm going to type here again. That's me typing. It's showing up on my other computer. And now I'm going to change the font, which you don't see me changing it because, again, it's on the other computer. But just to make the point, and you see again, that didn't work with the font color. Let's try that again so you see the point that I'm not typing from this computer. And there you go. Okay, so it's really a very powerful tool, and I would just challenge you all to think of some ways that you could utilize a collaborative document amongst your students, and we'll come back to that in a few minutes. Now, in this case, how do I share? So I'm just going to show you without doing it on one end, because we did this on the last screencast. If I go up to the top and share, you see that I am the owner, and Lauren Rothman is the only other person who is allowed into this document. She has editing rights. We mentioned last time you could choose different type of options, can comment, can view. And if you want to add anybody, you just type in their email address, their Gmail account down here on the bottom, and then you would click share and save. In this case I'm going to cancel out because that person is already there. The one other thing I want to mention before I show you what it would look like to be the receiver of a shared document, because that's really important. We did not cover that last time. I just want to mention quickly one other point, which as the teacher would be extremely important here, because you might have students collaborating on a document, but you might want, as the teacher, to comment on their work. And that's what this, let's get rid of this, that's what this comment bar is for. And here you're going to has my name, and I could say, great idea on that question, and I could come down, whoops, and comment again, and can always drag that down, and give another comment, maybe reconsider your logic to number 2, or whatever it is that you want to do. So the point here is that you have the ability not just to collaborate on the actual document, but you can actually put comments along the side for your students or your peers, whoever it is that you're talking to, to think about. Now, on the other user, on my other computer, I have shared a document with my account, my Jeffrey account, and I'm going to show you now very quickly how do I accept that shared document. So I would have to go into my Gmail, because it sent me a Gmail invitation, and I want to show it to you together, so hang on there for 1 second. I'm going to, again, you don't see me, but I am I am sending that over. Hang on there one second. And I clicked on the link on the other account. So if I go now back into my Google Drive, again, many of you may not have all these folders that I have just because I've been utilizing it for a while. On the bottom, there is a shared with me. And if you look into that, that will show you all of the documents that were shared with me. So in this case, I'll just take one untitled document from the other day. And all I need to do is check it off and click Add to my drive. And voila, it will show up, untitled document here. If I go back into my regular drive, that untitled document will in fact be there, and there it is from Mrs. Kamenetsky. So one more time, I'm going to actually start it from scratch, if you just bear with me on my other computer, where so here it was just shared with me, and if you go into my Gmail, you'll see that I got an email that there's a file called Share with Jeff that was shared with me. If I click on that, now I can see the document, and now I am collaborating with the other person. But this document is not yet in my drive, right? But I am able to utilize it. Where is this document? Again, the name of it is Shared with Jeff. So if I go back into my drive, like I showed you before, down here on Shared with Me, that will be right there at the top, Shared with Jeff. And if I click the checkbox, now I have the option to add it to my drive, and then I can move it around as freely as I want. We went through that last time. I'm not going to review that again, but there, and it's right there on the top. So just to summarize, we've covered so far the ability to collaborate both with regular typing and all other facets of Google Docs with other people, as well as the comments. And now we just discussed how to share it. Again, you, from within the document, go up to the share, choose your settings, add the people you want, like we said. Again, if you wanted to, you could also share the link with somebody. That might be useful when it comes to a class. If you want to keep a document with all kinds of information, all you need to do is send them this link one time, and even though you might continue to update this document, they will be able to log into it or go to that link, and they'll continuously see the updated version. And then we went through how to receive a shared document. Go to your email, click on it, and then it will show up in your drive. I'll just show you that part one more time. Over down here in the Shared with Me section, you click on the one you want, and you can click on Add to my drive. Again, I already did it, so I can't do that. If I take this other one, I could click Add to my drive. Okay, what I'd like to show you now, which is pretty easy, let's just go back up to my general drive. Here we go. I'm actually going to add a new, let's go to the general drive here, add a new folder, and add a folder, not upload a folder, and we'll call it test just for our sake of the conversation. Test. Now if I want to share this folder with one person or many people, again, all I would do is click on it, and then I would go to my share button, and for this purpose I'll just stick with Lauren Rothman, and she'll get an email saying it. Now the point though is, and I'm not going to take the time to show you this because it's a little hard with only this one computer, but now that this folder is a shared folder, anytime I upload any document or save any document in here, it will automatically be shared with Lauren Rothman. So if you want to share with your department and you want to be able to share handouts, documents, tests, really just about anything that you would want, whether it's a Google Doc or an otherwise doc that you upload here, right? If you have a shared folder, once you click on that folder, and now again there's nothing in there, but anytime I upload any file and put it in here, that will be shared with everybody that I have shared this folder with. So that's a very powerful tool to utilize again, in your classroom with students, and particularly perhaps with other teachers in your department. Okay, what I'd like to do now is a bit of a advanced feature, but let's give it a try and see how it goes. So far, we've had the conversation of sharing a collaborative document. But let's say I create a document and I want to send it out to my students, but I don't want them to be able to collaborate. I want them to have this page of questions or whatever this information is, but I don't want them to collaborate with each other. I want them each to have their own. So as opposed to emailing out a attachment and deal with attachments and so on. So there's a pretty fancy feature here. So to use this feature, I'm going to open up an email list of my class. Again, I want to send an email or this document to my class. So I just made up some, made up names and made up Gmail accounts here with my class. And basically, this is a Google spreadsheet. So I'll just show you that quickly how you would do that. And we're going to learn about those in future screencasts. But this is basically a simple Excel sheet where I just created a spreadsheet and I put in or typed in or copied and pasted that information. So that's not a big deal, to create. And I have here my email addresses of my class. So how do I send this document? Again, this document that I want to send out now to each of them, but again, not a collaborative one that they are not sharing. So if we go up to the tools, tools, script gallery. So we're going to see this one called Doctopus, which you could read all the information about it, but you click install, and you will have to do this each time you want to use it. That's just kind of the way that they work. So it's not going to be in your next Google spreadsheet. Let's see how come it's not letting me move down here. So now that it's installed, you'll see here up on the toolbar the word Doctopus, which was not there before. So if I click on Doctopus, let's launch the installation. Okay, and basically you could read all the fine print, but we're just going to click OK. Basically, it's just telling us that we're allowing this because this is a kind of an outside piece to Google Docs. I'm going to grant access, and now I'm able to run the script. Okay, so now here are the different steps that we're going to go through. Again, go to Doctopus now and launch it. It's going to run it, and now we're going to have about 4 steps. Okay, so step number 1 is telling us that we want to select some kind of sharing arrangement. So in this case, there are 4 possibilities. Individuals that all get the same one. You could also do this as groups, and you could have written a column, which I'll try to show you in a minute. Group 1, group 2, having 3 different documents go out, but we'll do that in a moment. Let's just do individuals now, all the same document. Okay, and again, there are a lot of pieces here that you will not normally have to do. The one thing that we will now have to do is click Save Settings. Again, you don't have to adjust all these. This just gives you different access options here. And that's going to take us to step 1, which is basically just telling it that we want to send out individual. Now you have to choose what document you want to copy. So let's see, the one that we were talking about was PD. Again, it doesn't really matter for our purposes, but let's try to find the one that we were utilizing here. Hang on with me for a moment. Okay, Google Drive PD, which template that's in there. I'm going to just take, for the purposes presentation, it doesn't really matter. Save settings. Okay, but that would be the file that you want to share with everybody. And then where is it that you want all of this to end up? And again, here you could choose the file, or rather the folder that you wanted to put in. So again, I'm not going to take the time because our 15 minutes are running out here, but you would find the exact folder that you would want everything to come back into. How do you want your files named? So you could call it, worksheet and so on, and you click Save the Settings. and then copy. This is the last step, run, copy, and share. I'm not going to bother to do that because, again, these are fake email addresses, but that would really be it. If I run, copy, and share, that would be sent to everyone. And again, if I wanted to do this with groups, I could go group 1